In today's class, we are going to discuss about how software testing works and what is manual testing and what are the different things are present in the software testing. So let us get inside the topics. So basically, if you are choosing as a software or software developer, okay, first you have to learn what is a software. Okay, first you have to see the things. What is a software? Okay, so a software is nothing but it is a which can be handled by the computer systems or any electronic devices, okay, that can be installed on the that can be installed on our system as well as on your phone, okay, on electronic devices. We can use them. Okay, so basically how this software is developed and how it is tested, so those things we will be learning in this course. Okay, and basically a software is the thing, but it is a set of programs. Okay, is a set of programs or a bunch of programs, okay, that is used to perform a specific task. Okay, that is to perform a specific task on your hard drives or mobile computers, on the or on the laptops or on your mobile phones or any other electronic devices. Okay, suppose if you have written a software, okay, where it is used to calculate your calculations. Okay, suppose take as an example as a calculator on your phone or on the laptop or anything. So what is this task? Okay, it is used to perform the arithmetic operations that we input it. Okay, whatever we input the values, like if it is a 5 plus 10, okay, we are performing an addition, so it should give us the results in a valid way. Okay, so how is the software lifecycle works in company? Okay, so as we know that for every software company, okay, first the main thing is customers. Okay, so as soon as you talk about software lifecycle in the company in the outer way, okay, so first thing our mind comes to customers. Okay, who are these customers and what they will do? Okay, so these customers are nothing but the clients who bring us the projects. Okay, these are the clients, okay, who bring us the projects or requirements to the software company in order to develop their softwares. Okay, so he has around, let us take an example here. So a customer who has a requirement for developing a mailing system, okay, like Gmail. Okay, he has 200 pages of requirements. Okay, sorry, he has 2000 pages of requirement. Okay, he has 2000 pages of requirement that you want to develop a mailing system like Gmail. Okay, for example I'm saying. Okay, so next he will come to the XYZ company, XYZ software company, in order to develop his software. Okay, once he has reached the customer, okay, once the company he has reached the company, software company, what they will do, they will discuss the requirements first. Okay, client discussion will be happening. So once after the client discussion, okay, so once they will take the requirement and they will start analyzing the requirements. Okay, they will start analyzing the requirements. Okay, so here first thing they will be having project managers. Okay, a meeting will be conducted with project managers and a project tech leads like development lead, a testing lead, okay, and a business analyst. Okay, and these things will and finance from the finance team and HR team. Okay, they will be discussing here. So here what they will do, they will do in detailed feasibility. Okay, in detailed feasibility study on the project. So once they will do it, okay, so they will decide whether to take up the project or not. Okay, based on what cases? Okay, based on what cases they will discuss means first thing they will discuss on the technology that they are going to use it. Okay, whether they have the technology of that technology to develop that software. And next thing, whether they have respective or a sufficient number of senior and junior test engineers to get involved in the project. Okay, this is a human resource management there. Okay, and finally the finance management. Okay, if they take up finance management, what they will think, they will think from the budget perspective. Like if I take up this project, okay, what is the cost and like what is the profit and loss? Okay, if they take up the project, what is the profit and loss they are getting it? Okay, they will discuss. So once the project is finalized and they are ready to take up the project, okay, they will work on the project development. Once the project development is done, okay, they will give the software to the customers. Okay, they will give the software to the customers by deploying into the servers. Okay, by deploying into the servers. So here we have installed our Gmail or any mailing system on our server. Okay, so here developer will copy paste the Gmail, means he will copy paste the code into the or install the code onto the server. So once he has installed the code to the server, okay, what they will do here, we need to test before deploying into the actual server. So whatever we are using here, it is a test server. Okay, this is a test server. Okay, so what the testing, what happens now means, so developer job is done. Okay, as part of now, he has deployed the thing. But from here onwards, okay, testers need to be test the application. Okay, tester need to test the applications. Okay, so tester receives the bill or application, and he will be start testing manually first thing. Okay, he will start testing the manually first thing, and step by step. Okay, you have to follow step by step. We test each and everything. Okay, different models like registration model, login model. Okay, inbox. We have the different components as well as inside the mailing system, like inbox, sent items. Okay, drafts. Okay, spam, important, stored. Okay, different kind of things like compose. Different kinds of models are there. Each and every model will be tested in detail. Okay, before that we will be writing the test cases as well. Okay, we will be writing the while doing the feasibility study itself. Once after the feasibility study is done, okay, once the project is taken up, okay, again the feasibility study will be there inside the team. Okay, so inside the team feasibility study will be there. They will analyze their each and every component. Okay, what are the different ways to develop and what are the business criteria for this, what is the business flow for this. Okay, so each and everything will be discussed inside the team itself. Okay, each and everything will be discussed inside the team. So at that time only the test engineers or test leads who are authorized to write the test cases, okay, they will be writing the test cases for it. So test engineers, what they will do by seeing those test cases, okay, we will execute our scripts. Okay, once that we have executed the scripts, okay, if I have any found the bugs, okay, we will be reporting to the directly to the development team through the any ticketing tool. Okay, any ticketing tool like Jira. Okay, so if you have any ticketing tool, you need to report that or raise a bug. Okay, so once the bug has been raised and the developer will fix the bug, again you need to retest that bug. Okay, so next thing, what is manual testing here? Okay, so we have seen what is software and what is the flow of software development in the company. Okay, so here we have what is manual testing. Okay, that's what we needed. So testing the software or an application repeatedly again and again in order to find the defects in the software according to the customer requirements is called as manual testing. Okay, what is it? So testing the software or an application repeatedly again and again in order to find the defects in the software according to the customer requirement is called as manual testing. Okay, so what we do here, we will test the software in a rigorous way. Okay, in a rigorous way and thoroughly. Okay, each and every module we will be testing it. Okay, so if we are testing the same functionality for different criteria. Okay, suppose if you are testing for the login functionality. Okay, first you will test with all login valid data. Okay, valid data like valid username, valid password, those things. Next, here again you will test with invalid data. Okay, invalid username, invalid password. Okay, so you will be having different set of criteria to test same functionality. That is nothing but again and again with a different criteria. Okay, so what is manual testing? Testing the software or an application repeatedly again and again in order to find the defects in the software according to the customer requirement is called as manual testing. So again, as we will test with the customer requirement specifications, or I can say business document, business requirement document. Okay, so we will be seeing that and we will be testing. Next things, what are the different contents? What are the contents in manual testing? The first thing is software development lifecycle. Okay, software development lifecycle. So here, first thing it will come with a waterfall model. Okay, and spiral model, V&V, that is verification and validation model, prototype model, derived model, hybrid model, and agile model. So waterfall model, it is some kind of old kind of software development methodology. Okay, where where we completely focus when we have long-term projects, when we want to run the projects on the long term. Okay, like we have to deliver the project after 1 year or 6 months, like 1 year, after 1 year, like that. Okay, so at that time we will be using this because the steps are very whatever the steps we follow in the waterfall model, it is not approached or it's not suited to the whatever the modern development we have. Okay, so because nowadays uh, the customers needs their software within 3 months or 6 months. Okay, they will be having a deadlines, so it is hard to maintain those steps in the waterfall model. So waterfall model will be not suited for the short-term projects, and the spiral model as well. As here also spiral model, it is also not suited for the current development thing. And so we have the currently the agile model, that is very agile process is very popular and it is most followed one in current days. So because in agile model it is very easy to develop, or it is best suited for the current customer requirements. Okay, so because we can able to deliver that with whatever the software they have requested within 3 months or 6 months, we can able to deliver because with this approach. So in agile model, what we discuss means we will be having rigorous meetings, and we'll be having a direct communication instead of mailing systems. So I can say less paperwork will be there, and more direct to direct communication. If anything goes wrong, like if any bugs or if any serious issue, we will set up a meetings there immediately. Like we bring, so each and every day we'll be having a scrum meetings. So we will bring up in the scrum meetings or stand-up meetings in the at the day, at the beginning of the day or in the end of the day. We'll be having scrum meetings or stand-up meetings. We'll be bringing those requirement, the issues. So it is very easy to direct communication instead of sending emails and waiting for the replies and those things. So here agile model is best suited for the current development. Okay, so next is software testing. Okay, so before we see this functional testing, integration testing, okay, we have to see what are the different types of software testing that are available. Okay, first thing is white box testing. First thing is white box testing. Second is gray box testing, and third is black box testing. Okay, first thing is white box testing, gray box testing, black box testing. Okay, so this gray box testing is nothing but it is a combination of white box and black box testing. It is a combination of white box and black box testing. Okay, so white box testing, there is nothing but where we can it is actually done by the developers. Okay, for the unit type of unit testing. Okay, we actually do it the unit testings here to check the performance of the code here. Okay, it is done by the developers itself. Okay, and block box testing, it's done by the software test engineers itself. Okay, those who have the coding knowledge as well as coding knowledge or expert in the coding. Okay, they will also will involved in the code review of the software. Okay, code review of the software, they will be involved. So now see the we can see these types. Okay, these are the types of black box testing. Okay, these are the types of black box testing what we have it here. Okay, so the first thing is functional testing. So functional testing is nothing testing the functionality of the application. So testing the functionality of the applications, like if you take up any page, okay, any registration page, okay, see. So while trying to enter on the first name, okay, it is not taking the input. Okay, and while trying to click on the submit, okay, the submit button is disabled, means it is not working, it is not functional. So those type of issues nothing but your functionality issues. Okay, and the crashes also will fall under this. Okay, any crashes, okay, any functionality of the application is not working and crashes, okay, anything is not working there, okay, that will fall under the functionality testing. And integration testing. Okay, so integration testing is nothing but exchange of data between the two modules. Okay, suppose you can assume that, okay, for the mailing system itself, okay, so from the compose model you will be sending the mail, right? Okay, so for the compose model you will be sending the mail. Okay, so once you send the mail from the compose model, okay, compose mail, okay, those whatever you have sent, the mails will be present in the sent items. The mails will be present in the sent items. Okay, so whatever I have sent, so those will be stored from compose to sent items. Okay, and next thing, WhatsApp messages or any text messages, like a person A sends a text message to person B. So the text message is passing from A to B. Okay, the data interaction is happening, right? So the data exchange. So wherever there is a data exchange or a communication between two or more modules, okay, so there will be integration testing. So integration testing is nothing but testing the data flow or communication between two or more models is called as integration testing. And system testing. So system testing is nothing but it is a complete end-to-end testing. It is a complete end-to-end testing of the entire functionalities of the system. Next, smoke testing. So smoke testing is nothing but testing the basic and critical functionalities of an application. So suppose you just got the build. Okay, so before starting your functionality testing, integration testing, and system testing, you have to do a thorough check with you have to do some smoke testing before starting the build, a quick smoke testing. So here in smoke testing, it is you'll be testing all the critical functionalities, like wherever the important modules are there for your software. Okay, so those modules you will be concentrating on, those modules are working fine. If you have, or if you had a blocker with these things, or if any crash is happening with those main models or important models, okay, you can immediately report it. Okay, you can immediately report it, and you can raise a bug there. And so in the early stages itself, it is where you will find the bug, okay, which will not impact on the execution time. Okay, like your delivery time, it will not impact on the delivery time. Acceptance testing, actually it is done by the project manager or a customer. Okay, it is done by the project manager and customer. Okay, acceptance testing. So this acceptance testing is nothing but where all the functionality has been completed, and where they will customer will verify whether his designed or given requirements are under the right the places of the software, and software is working fine, making sure all the requirements are present and working fine. So next is globalization testing. So here globalization testing is nothing but if your software has designed for international use, like multiple countries. If you're so I mean, let us take an Amazon example. Amazon. So Amazon is available in the different languages, okay, across the different countries. So here we have to test against the local language plus global language as well. Okay, supposing that Amazon has developed in India, assume that. So we have to first test with the local language, whatever the standard language is provided. Okay, whether it is in English or Hindi or any other thing. Okay, so we have to test with it, and if it is next, we have to test with a different with the different languages with the language experts. Okay, with the help of language experts, we can test it. So globalization, localization, globalization is nothing but meeting the local and global requirements. Exploratory testing. Okay, exploratory testing. Suppose when you don't have the requirements, okay, when you have already built in software, a customer comes up with a software already he has, okay, already software has been developed, but you have to test, you have to make some changes and you have to test. So at that time he don't have the requirements, he don't have any requirement document or any piece of paper with him. Okay, you just have a software, that's it. So at that time what we can do, we need to sit and we need to explore the model, explore the software. In the each and every corner of the software we need to explore it and test up, and we need to note down the functionalities, and finally we need to make a document and we need to start testing, and we need to start developing as well and testing. And ad hoc testing. So ad hoc testing is like monkey testing. We can say it is like a monkey testing. So testing the application with randomly we can test the applications. Like suppose if you can say like when you are opening the software that requires an internet connection. Okay, so at that time you just open the software and you plugged out your internet connection or turned off your internet connection or shut down your systems. Okay, these are the ad hoc scenarios. Okay, or monkey testing, both are same. And regression testing. Okay, so regression testing is nothing but here the software has been made changes. Okay, so software has made some changes. Suppose we have ABCD model. Okay, ABCD model. So where the changes are made to the B model. Okay, changes are made to the B model, and C model is dependent on the B model, and A and D model are independent. Okay, so Here we have the four models A, B, C, D. Okay, so changes are made to the B model, where in turn C model is dependent on the B model. A and D are independent. So here we need to test when the software is released. Okay, we need to test the impacted model also, impacted areas. Means wherever the communication is there with the respective model, we need to test that model also. So here we have given the software modification with the B model. Okay, so we need to test C model also here because it is an impacted thing. So testing the impacted areas is nothing but a regression testing. Testing the impacted areas is nothing but a regression test. Compatibility testing, fine. So compatibility testing is nothing but checking for the multiple platforms. Like suppose we have different browsers now. Suppose for the browser platform. So we have Chrome browser, we have Chrome browser, we have Safari, and we have Firefox, and we have Edge browser and Internet Explorer. Okay, there are many other browsers. Okay, we need to check at least with the minimum 3 to 4 browsers, our application works fine. Okay, so testing with the different browsers compatibility and different operating systems like Windows, Mac OS, and Linux, different operating systems. That is nothing but a compatibility testing and usability testing. So usability testing is nothing but how we can use the software when it comes to an visually visually disabled people. Okay, visually disabled people, how the software can be used, how can be how this software can help them to make them to use. So testing those type of scenarios. Finally, security testing. Okay, so security testing with how secured your software is. Okay, so we'll use some basic so we'll be using some techniques to hack the application or software. Okay, so here we'll decide how secure our application is. So these are the different and different types of black box testing. So next we have the contents here, like chapter 3 we have the test case writing. So here we'll be writing the test cases and test scenarios and test case template as well. We'll be writing it. Finally, we'll be jumping to the software testing lifecycle as well. So here we'll be seeing what is the process of testing lifecycle, how it is started, those things, and we'll be seeing the test plan, how to write a test plan, what are the different templates available for it, what are the different terminologies available in the test plan as well, and the defect lifecycle. Defect lifecycle we will be discussing about things, how you raise a bug. Once you raise the bug, what are the different ways it goes through and how it can be fixed. What are the different types of bugs will have. Okay, how do we report the bugs? And finally, we will be dealing with the live process. So next thing is drawbacks of manual testing. So manual testing is more time consuming and resource utilization is more. So as we know that if you have 1,000 test cases, okay, so we need to keep on using manual testing. We need to execute 1,000 test cases as well. Okay, that is a very tedious job to do. Okay, so resource utilization is also more. Okay, we need to have more people on manual testing as well. So there will be no consistency in testing also. The test efficiency will be dropped down. So turnaround time is more, like the time taken by the test engineers and developers will have more time, because while testing at the 500 test cases, you found the issue. So you need to developer has to fix that issue, and you need to give back the build. Again, you have to do some regression testing, and again you have to repeat some scenario test cases there as well. So it will be taken time more. How do we overcome the drawbacks of manual testing. So the best is automation. Okay, here is automation we will overcome. So whatever the sort of software is given, okay, it will be automated through any automation tool like Selenium or any other tool, automation tool, we have it. Okay. So every company, when they get any new project, first they should test manually, and then only the company should go for the automation testing. Because once the product is stable or software is stable, only we will be testing the, we will be automating. Okay, so we can't automate any buggy software. Okay, that has a lot of bugs. So it doesn't mean, it doesn't makes sense to use automation for those kind of things. So automation testing is nothing but you will be writing a code against a application under test. Okay, so where you write this code means in your automation tool. Okay, in your automation tool you will write the code and you will test against that application. So these are the different automation tools that are available in the market. So we have Selenium, we have Catalan, you have UFT, Test Complete, and SoapUI. But apart from these things, okay, Selenium is the best tool for learning the automation because it is an open source and it has it supports a lot of programming language as well. So you can see it is an open source. Selenium is open source, and Catalan is also open source, but it has limited features for the open source things, and rest of the things are paid versions. And you can see here it supports even Selenium and Catalan supports for multiple platforms. Okay, but when it comes to programmings, you can able to see here Selenium supports for more than 13 languages. Okay, very few are here, but it supports for more than 13 languages. But here it supports only Java and Groovy. Okay, from this one only we can decide which tool to choose. Okay, so as I told you, things. Okay, these are the things about manual testing. So that is required for the software test engineer or a QA engineer, where they will test the software and application manually.